Cannot proceed from this side. Then we're going to go around. And you can see that there are goodies in that Jeep. So there's fire here, and it's getting in our way. Sadly, that fire extinguisher, no good anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to push this big block here, this big metal crate. I'm going to snuff out the fire. I'm going to grab one of these healing herbs. I wonder if I should use it. I mean, we're still fine. I'm kind of surprised, actually, that we're still fine. I did get caught a few times. Now, these zombies, they're actually pretty easy to get away from. But I'm going to take them out now, because we're going to be coming this way several times. And I'd rather have them dealt with now. See, Claire is firing in two different directions, because there are two different targets for her to hit. Do you hear that? Yep, that's the sound of dogs. Now, sometimes I've been able to pull this off that I could actually stab them out of the air. Whoa. This is another area where it's probably better to take them out. Navy proof, huh? Ooh, and what do we have here? We have bowgun arrows. So, depending on how you feel about the bowgun, it's either making a triumphant return, or it's unfortunately come back to haunt us. There's not too much we can do in this area yet. There's an octagonal hollow. But I did want to grab that map and that ammo. I can actually hear those bugs buzzing around. I usually don't wear my headset unless I'm streaming games, so I'm hearing things that I normally can't. And that painting up there is, well, kind of important. A huge portrait is on display here. Except it's all messed up now from the damage the building has taken. Ah, good. A safe area. We're going to take that ink ribbon. Oh, I should grab that ammo. Alright, so this is our first real item box. Since we put all those items in the item box, we can now get them from any other item box. Kind of like the safe room music here. You know what it kind of reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of something out of Symphony of the Night. Okay, the secretary's note. 4 years have passed since I began serving Sir Alfred. He doesn't trust anyone. Even though I am his attendant, I am still strictly prohibited from entering his private house. What is his problem anyway? They say he lives with his twin sister Alexia in his private house on the hill. Occasionally I've seen someone standing by the window of his house. It might have been Alexia, whose extreme beauty is often talked about. I once asked Sir Alfred about this, but it only enraged him. Even though I am his attendant, he will not show me any lenience. If I ask about her again, I could put my life at risk. After all, it is a mystery why he so desperately tries to keep his private life with Alexia secret. Robert Dorson. It's locked. There's an indentation in the shape of 2 guns. And there's a healing herb over it. Well, a green herb. I keep calling them healing herbs. And under here, you can see something flashing. The Umbrella ID card. Alright, so I'm being asked in the chat if I could ever stream Symphony of the Night. Well, to tell you the truth, I've already done a full playthrough of Symphony of the Night. I played the PlayStation version, and it was kind of a disaster. I somehow uploaded entire episodes without sound, but I've recently been fooling around with the Saturn version of Symphony of the Night, which has some extra characters in it, and some extra areas, so who knows, maybe we'll take a look at that someday. Right now, we're going to take a look at this ID card. An ID card for an Umbrella employee. And if we spin it around, we can see his ID number on it. It's NTC0394. Now, I have that written down on my notes already. In fact, from having to play through it a few times, I decided I would write down notes so I could get through it a little quicker. Now, I mentioned I played through it again. I've had terrible luck with my Resident Evil games. I've had to replay all of them because my data on my memory cards got erased. And of course, that also happened here with Code Veronica. Alright, enter an employee ID to activate the unlocking device. Well, we have one. We have NTC 0, 3, 9, and 4. I'm pretty sure that this is one of those codes that remains the same every time you play. There's only a handful of cases where the code changes. Alright, that door's unlocked. We're going to discard the ID card. There's actually another door upstairs, but we can't use it yet. We can use this door, though. You see that up there? You might be able to make out a tiny little critter at the top of the screen. Well, those are bats. At several points during the game, we're going to find rooms that are full of bats. These bats are normally a problem, but the bats don't like light. So if we have our lighter equipped, they'll just fly around harmlessly. Okay, another case. And it's locked by a simple lock. I could open this if I had a lockpick. So we're gonna have to keep that in mind. She needs a lockpick. I'm not entirely sure how my memory card got erased. I just know it got corrupted and I lost all my data. And I mean all my GameCube data. Every GameCube game I own, all the data is gone. Which includes every Resident Evil game that was available on the GameCube. That's right, someone mentioned in the chat that using the GameCube memory card on the Wii can sometimes cause trouble. And that's probably what happened to me. Because I actually first tried playing these on my Wii, and that didn't work out well. Okay, come on. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It happens. I was upset when it happened. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that for free. Let's combine these. I do not have a lot of GameCube games, but the ones I have, I like, and I did everything possible in them. Something doesn't seem right. I'm still in fine condition. I shouldn't be complaining that I'm still in fine condition. But I've been attacked enough that I should have fallen into caution. I still haven't saved. I have to change that. A jewel modeled after an ant is displayed here. There's a button below. Let's push the button. Well, say hello to the creepy twins. They fed that poor dragonfly to the ants. So remember how we found a note about, was it Alfred and his sister Alexia? Well, that's them when they were kids. Oh, again, they're asking in the chat. We are playing the GameCube version of Code Veronica X. And there's a steering wheel. This is used to steer a ship. It's a wheel used to steer a ship. It has an octa-shaped projection. Well, we know somewhere that needed that. And looky here. A pair of gold Lugers are on display. Well, I would take them, we just don't have any room. I'm gonna have to go make some room. it's going to be a little while before we can use that case, so we're going to put that away. We'll put you up here next to the Navy proof. We're actually going to use this steering wheel pretty soon. Wait, don't forget, Eddie. You said you were going to save the game. Alright, so what do you say we go use that steering wheel we just found?
Yeah! Help me!
Steve?
Oh, Steve, what are you up to? What did you do this time? Resident Evil 3 was a good one. I like pretty much all the Resident Evils up till 4. And I like 4, to be honest with you. My first Resident Evil that I ever played was Resident Evil 2, but I played that on the Nintendo 64. And I fell in love with the series since. Steve is suffering. There's a message written on the control panel. When 2 pairs complete, my anger will subside. Alright, so there are 6 switches, each that correspond with one of those pictures. We want to press the pictures of the objects that are the most alike. So in that case, it's C, which is one type of handgun, and E, which is another type of handgun.
That was too close. But I found something, thanks to you. Looks cool, huh?
Oh, I need those. Give them to me.
Steve, don't point your guns at anything you don't plan on shooting.
I found it, and I'm keeping it. Fine.
Also, get your fingers off those
Let's
triggers.
Make a deal. I'll trade you for
Stop
something
that!
fully automatic. See you around, Claire. Adios.
Hey, wait! Steve!
Someone in the chat mentioned that Steve looks like Leonardo DiCaprio. And yeah, I can see that. He does have a bit of a resemblance. And you know what? That does happen in video games a lot. A developer sees an actor or an actress they kind of like, and say, hey, why don't we make a character that kind of looks like that? Now, Steve ran off with the Lugers, but he said he would trade them with us. Uh-oh. Yeah, run, Claire.
Redfield! How dare you interfere with my operation?
What are you talking about?
You let yourself be captured so you could lead your people to this base!
I have no idea what you're babbling about.
You don't fool me! I am Alfred Ashford, commander of this base.
Oh? You must be one of Umbrella's lower-level officers if you're in command of a backwater base like this one.
How dare you! The Ashford family is among the world's first and finest. My grandfather is one of the original founders of Umbrella, Inc. Now tell me, why have you attacked this installation?
Attacked?
Shortly after you arrived, my base was attacked. You must have informed your people of its location.
I still don't follow you. I really don't know anything about that.
Unacceptable! How can you deny it? My base has been destroyed. And thanks to you, the experimental T-virus was released, creating countless zombies and monsters. Tell me, who do you work for? Who sent you? Have it your way, then. You're just a rat in a cage anyway. I'll be sure to keep you entertained before I dispose of you.
There's Alfred. We're going to see more of him during the course of the game. He's a weirdo. He's not well. Now, if you've ever heard of a Flash artist named Legendary Frog, he made a number of Resident Evil animations, most of them parodies and comedic. He really likes Alfred too. He has a lot of fun playing with that character. So someone said that Claire Redfield is their favorite Resident Evil character. Well, that is a good choice. She's probably mine too. Turn the steering wheel. Let's see what happens. So that steering wheel causes a submarine to emerge, and we get to go on it. Now, there's a control panel here. We're going to move the lever. We just moved the submarine. Now, we're not going up yet, because there's something over here. There's a side pack. You can carry more items if you equip this. So yes, we want this. Oh, I probably should have went back to the item box. Okay, I can hear zombies shuffling around. But these we can do a little better to avoid. No, don't run into him. Dang it. Get off. Baggage and similar items have been placed here. Well, might as well take the ink ribbon. Ooh, there's a plane. Steve was talking about finding a plane. Ooh, I see sparklies. There's this big crate in our way. I see a big claw. There's a lever. Move the lever. Yes, we're going to play the crane game. Just like how we did in Dino Crisis. Alright, the lift may not operate if power levels are low. Well, that's not a problem for us. That, on the other hand, is a problem. Claire, it's time to move. And we have to get through these zombies. Oh, that's a lot of ammo we've gone through. But for our trouble, we get the biohazard card. And some more bowgun arrows. But no bowgun yet. That's gotta change. A key card shining in silver. You can use this at the military training facility. Oh, you hear that? Sounds like bats. Oh, we're gonna grab that. Yep, some little bats over here. This device powers the boarding lift. Push the switch. Apparently a control panel for the lift. Push the switch. It won't work. Something seems to be missing. Well, that panel has slots for 4 items, not 4, 3 items. But we have one of them, which I left behind. So we'll have to come back a little later. So yeah, we gotta play with the steering wheel again. Alright, what have we got? Yeah, I'm gonna stop by the item box again. And the bowgun arrows stack, so that makes life a little easier for us. Yeah, so back over this way where I took out the zombies, there was actually another place we could go. We can go through this door over here.